Hey, Kevin here, showing you guys a video on how to do a dispatch blast for a ticket. So we're testing out this this new video concept. I hope it works. So here we are. We're in the dispatcher queue. We're going to grab any ticket that we want here. It really doesn't matter. So let's just grab, how about this TA ticket here? We need a couple of key bits of information from the ticket, which basically breaks down to the ticket number, the city. I think that's just about it, but we're going to put this aside for just a second. We're going to start with the skill search. So go through just like you're going to be calling a technician. Click schedule, click skill search, and you want to have somewhere in the range of 70 to 100 texts at least. If you don't have that many, broaden the search. So instead of searching for 50 miles, maybe back up to 100, maybe even 150. We're at 127, so that's pretty good. Okay, next thing I want to do is I want to click the Excel button here. That's going to take all these results and pull them out into a spreadsheet. Come on now. Don't you love dead time when it's being recorded? All right, let's go. In the meantime, why don't I do prep the other side? So I'm going to get my ticket information ready. So the document that we want is called Dispatch Blast. That's with the abbreviated departmental code for dispatch, DSP. On the bottom, you're going to see that one of these is in green. That's the one that actually sends the messages. We don't want to start there. Go to one of the staging ones, getting the message ready, or it really doesn't matter which one. It's good to get your information in front of you, make sure that you're happy with the way it looks before you send it. So I like this one, getting the message ready. That tab is a good place to start. Okay, so going back to my ticket, my skill search is finally done. It's got the results in Excel. First thing to look for, guys, is make sure you get rid of the Canada stuff. These poor folks probably get called and emailed every ticket, wherever it is. So just delete those before you do anything else. Spare these guys the 100th email they got today from us. Okay, delete, boom. Now what I want is the first 4 columns. And don't worry about dupes, it doesn't matter. Okay, go back to the prep doc, the DSP Blast. If you don't know where it is, you can search for it on the wiki. You can get to it from there. So I paste, and here we go. I've got everything here. Now the blast that we're going to do is super cool. It knows if the ticket's an appointment or an ASAP, and it sends a different message. It also sends a text message and an email. Now the message is going to read better if this field B is the person's first name. And you'll see some of these, high-speed communications or AP Computer Works, some of them have the company name. That's not as good, but it's okay. Some of these will say, don't use this site or any circumstances. Those ones we must change. We don't want to have something embarrassing in there. We're just going to sound foolish if we do. What we can do, though, is use this super cool formula that one of the guys discovered recently. I'll clear this out so it's empty when folks want to use it. But what it does is it takes whatever's in that field, the name field, and it breaks each thing apart left to right. It splits it with every space. So if there's, let's say, John space Smith, it's going to put John in one column and Smith in the next column. So give me 1 second. There we go. Okay, so what we want is most likely the first column right here. So anytime you're using formulas, if you try to copy and paste just the regular way, it's going to give you some weird results because of the fact that it's taking the formula and not the value. So anytime you're copying and pasting where there's a formula involved, make sure that you copy and paste values only. So right-click, paste values only. Now, some of these we're going to want to fix. They just sound stupid, right? Like, let me see here, FN, that's abbreviation for Field Nation. I actually want to do something a little different here. I'm not going to paste it there quite yet. I'm going to wait a second first. Because I want to make sure that I fix the errors before I put that in there. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put the what I just wanted to paste into the name and put it here for a second. Okay, now I'm going through and I'm fixing the weird ones. FN, so that's actually Terrence. I'm going to paste that right here. And don't spend a lot of time on this, honestly. Just make sure there's nothing embarrassing, but don't take more than a few minutes. It's not that important. Like high speed, good enough. Scott, I'm going to capitalize his name. And just so you know, the reason we're doing this is the message is going to say, hey, blank. If it says, hey, FN Tech, it doesn't sound as good as, hey, Scott, or hey, Bill. So, you know, taking a minute to do some minor edits is worth the time. It's not worth spending, you know, a half an hour on this. And, you know, I think it's worth 5 minutes, not much more than that. Okay, so I'm quickly going through the rest. This one doesn't have a name. Change it to Sir. How about that? Advanced broadband. That you know what? Mary is going to be. Sometimes you'll see a name in the email. Anywhere you can get it, it's better than no name. And worst case, use the person's company name, but just get rid of like the weird stuff that we sometimes say, like Noob Tech. Don't use this guy. Use this guy. You know, that stuff we don't want to have in there. All right. We are seconds away from sending this message. So bear with me for a second here. Okay, so we got rid of basically the FMs, or the only musts. Anything else, unless it says something foolish, it's not that critical. But you know, it can boost the likelihood that somebody's going to respond to it. So it is worth taking a few minutes and doing some fixes. All right, that's good enough. I'm happy with that. Okay, so we copy this column, and if you're not sure if it's a formula or not, you can always err on the side of paste values only. Can't go wrong. Okay, so we got the resource code, the name, the email address, the phone. I don't care if there's dupes. It should sort it out before it sends the person multiple messages, but don't worry. Now, the other thing that we need to do before we get over there is we need to get this ticket number. So bear with me 1 second. Let's go back to our ticket. It is 255513. And anytime you're going to drag, if you put 2 values before you start pulling, it's not going to count. If it's a number, sometimes it'll count upwards, which can be very irritating if you're trying to use the same number and not a counting number. All right, somebody's calling me their line. Great, when we're trying to record this. All right, and we are seconds away from being done. Now we're going to highlight all the results, including the ticket number, and we are ready to send. Copy, go to the tab called Blast the ASAPs, scroll all the way to the bottom. When you're ready to send, add 1 row, paste everything there, and you just sent 150 customized texts and 150 customized emails with the person's name, with the description of the job, with a different message if it's an ASAP or if it's an appointment. And you did that in the time it takes to make maybe 2 dispatch calls. So it's a great way to start when you've got a bunch of new tickets. Get those out there. Start making some calls on other tickets. By the time you circle back, you will have responses that are interested in the ticket. So anyway, great place to start. Any questions, you're always welcome to call me. You can get me anytime at 661. If you get my voicemail, call me on the cell. Don't be shy, 561-670-6152. I am always happy to help with this stuff. Thank you, and I hope that helps.